Hey guys, my name is Kyra O'Neill Walker, and I'm basically going to be telling you guys about Myra Hindley. And the first thing I want to start with was why I even chose Myra Hindley. Well, I chose Myra because one of the main reasons was because I thought that she was going to be pretty cool and not so bad as a serial killer. And the fact that her name was Myra and my name is Kyra, I thought that was pretty cool. Like, hey, she can't be that bad. But basically, looking at her, she's bad. Myra Hindley is a English serial killer who was born on January 23rd of 1942 in Massachusetts, England. She basically murdered people and she raped the kids that she did. But in that partnership, she had her boyfriend Ian Bradley. Ian it had his own criminal record, and he was also known as for murdering and raping people too. He basically encouraged her, and what basically they both did was they murdered and raped five victims. One of them was her brother-in-law, and the others were three, four kids.
So Myra Hindley, yeah. She was born on July the 23rd, 1942. I mean, no, not, yeah, July 23rd, 1942. But anyway, she lived a basic, normal childhood life, in my opinion. And her mother, Natalie, and her dad, Father Hindley, basically raised her as two parents. They were both there with her. And she lived with her grandmother as well, every back and forth. Um, while her mom was home taking care of her, the father was out in the war with the army. And the days when he wasn't home, well, the day when he was home, he basically abused the mom, which is Natalie and Myra too. This not only influenced Myra about abusing, making making it seem like as abusing is a good thing, but it also taught her self-defense, and she used that for when she went to school and someone bullied her, or or she's out in the streets and she's being at people. Now, she when she did out in the streets, uh she was getting a good attention from her father, and she always wanted that. She was a perfectly good scholar, and she had all honors classes when she was younger, still in high school. She never finished high school, though, because she dropped out due to the incident that happened to her best childhood friend. Her best childhood friend invited her over to a go swimming at a pond. She refused and said that she wasn't able to go and that she didn't really feel like it. And while he was there, his name was Michael, by the way. And while he was there, uh, he drowned. And this not only devastated his parents, but it also made her feel like as if it was her fault because she thinks that she should have gone. Um, and she doesn't want to be the she thought that she was to blame because she should have been there, especially because he was younger than her and everything, and that was her best friend. So not only did she lose something very close and important to her, she felt like she was at fault, and her other people who were around her noticed it that she changed, and her family noticed that she changed. She just wasn't the same anymore. She didn't do a lot of things anymore that was the same, and she went to a Catholic school, which even then she didn't really spend a lot of time in. And when she lost her friend, she was like a good, yeah, like 14, 15 years old. Um, when she got older, she still lived with her parents, and by the time her sister came in to the, by the time she had a little sister come into her life, um, the mother couldn't financially the mother couldn't financially take care of her, so what she did was she gave her over to her grandmother and said, "Here, you're gonna have to take care of her because I can't." So that's basically what her childhood life was. She mostly lived with her grandmother, and she does have a sister, and she has two parents. Her father was in the army, and um, yeah. So that's that. And then when it came to her and becoming who she is known now, which is a serial killer. I personally feel like it wasn't all her fault, although she was kind of traumatized still at the fact that she lost her best friend and that she should do something about it. Um, but really, I feel like the main person who influenced her with it was her boyfriend Ian, as I said before, and she she really liked Ian. Um, she didn't really want to leave him or anything, and she didn't want to make him seem like as if like, oh well, you can't leave. Like he was very controlling, and he had his own criminal ways. Although he had a job um, at he had a job. I forgot exactly what the job was. And she had a job too. She went into the army just like her father, and she wanted to follow her father's footsteps. The reason why she wanted to get there was because she wanted to run away to America. So not only did she run away to America and join the army, but she also became she was also part of the military, so that wasn't that bad. Ian influenced her, getting her to see that rape and murder were good things. Um, and he got what he wanted out of her, which was to think that that was good and think that this is a thing that they need to do because sex was something that it was a pleasure to have. I mean, I guess you can say it's a pleasure only with consent, and at this point, it's not consent. It's not so much a pleasure. So yeah, and she wasn't really caught until later on because the police came up to her house because they heard some complaints, and it was like, okay, well, we're gonna need to search the place. We're gonna need to search. So I was like, okay. They searched the place and they found some things. They found a map, and that basically said like, hey, they were planning on robbing a bank. Her and her boyfriend Ian. She was not. She was known as not guilty at the time when the first time they had the trial, and Ian was known as guilty. They found out later on that they murdered the five people, which was the brother-in-law, which was Myra's, that was married to Myra's sister. That was the very first victim that they killed, along with the four other kids. And one of the little kids was a girl, and they were between the ages of 10 to 12. In my opinion, when you ask a question like, "Hey, Did they ever get a souvenir, or did they leave anything behind?" They got a souvenir, right? Kids' virginities. Uh, it's really sick and to my stomach really, and just knowing that something like that it actually happened before, and it's not so much of a game. I thought that when I continued reading, it was a lot to take in and handle and try to put all the pieces together. And not only that I was reading, but I also watched documentaries too. But yeah, that's just a little bit about Myra Hindley, and I hope you guys actually took this in and thought it was pretty good. Thanks. Bye.